Thank you for being here. My name's Al Gerhardstein. I'm here with Ron Plush and Jill Plush. And, we got to start 3 years ago. 3 years ago, down the hill, Kyle Plush reached into the back of his van. The seat flipped up. He got trapped upside down and couldn't push the seat out. He was totally trapped. And he was a very innovative, tech-savvy kid. He calls 911 not once but twice using Siri, and he gives all the information that you could hope that he would give. He gave his location. He said he was trapped. He said he was going to die. He said that he really needed help. And he did that to two different call takers. They had his exact location. The police came to the parking lots at Seven Hills School and searched all of them except the one where Kyle was. Kyle was never found, and he died in that van, upside down, only to be discovered by his dad. It's a horrible, horrible tragedy. And what have Ron and Jill done since then? They have fought hard to make Cincinnati safer, to make 911 calls a reliable call, so that when we call, we know we'll get the service that we need. They had to file a lawsuit to advance their cause. Today, we're announcing the settlement of the lawsuit. The most important thing in the settlement is the reform measures. We've got an agreement with the city that establishes an expert team, 911 experts from all over the country. Tracy Eldridge from Massachusetts, Tony Harrison from North Carolina, Michael Boucher of Connecticut. And they will work with Bill Vidra, the ECC director, to make sure that enhancements and reforms take root in Cincinnati. We've got court supervision of this agreement. The agreement will last 5 years, and the scope of the work that these experts will engage in includes fully, thoroughly exploring all the actions that everyone took that failed Kyle, identifying the systemic issues, the training, the quality assurance, the protocol issues, and make sure that every one of them gets fixed. Make sure that we know when and how to use the TTY machine. Make sure that we know when to label something unknown trouble and how to explore and investigate it so that people don't get lost. These experts will work with Director Bill Vidra to get national certification. And they'll work with him to establish a culture at the ECC to help the staff actually achieve the level of excellence that we should expect. And they'll stay on the job for 5 years until the reforms have taken such deep root that they can't be undone. Now, we're admitting, and you saw in the press release, the city's got a good start. Bill Vidra's doing a decent job, but they have a long way to go, and with this expert team, we think that this will advance the city's reforms quite a ways. In addition to the reforms, there's a monetary settlement. The city is paying $6 million, and we hope by having them pay this money that future city leaders will make sure that this vital 911 function is always kept in an excellent state and it never deteriorates to the level that it was before Kyle called for help. In addition to the $6 million, the city will pay an initial installment of $250,000 to pay for the expert team, and there'll be an opportunity to get additional monies in order to make sure the team gets its work done over the next 5 years. And of course, we don't want to be here. None of us want to be here. We'd like to roll back the clock 3 years and have them find Kyle and have him go home. But we can't do that. So, these heroic parents are doing what they can to honor their son and to help our city be more safe. I have nothing but respect and love for Ron and Jill Plush. It's an honor to work with them. You'll hear from them, and then we'll take some questions. I'll answer questions about the lawsuit and the settlement, and they can talk about Kyle and the foundation.
We miss our son Kyle terribly every single day. We would do anything to have him here today. Kyle was an extremely positive person. He was always looking for things that he could do to better people and help others. This settlement is about improving the safety of the citizens of Cincinnati for continuous improvement and transparency. So if your friends or family call 911, you never experience a tragedy like ours. The Kyle Plush Answer the Call Foundation was started in memory of our son Kyle. The mission is uplifting families and communities to live their best lives and advocate for common sense public policies that foster safer, friendlier, and more resilient communities. This agreement will help us continue to bring this mission to life in honor of Kyle and help 911 centers and professionals in Cincinnati and across the nation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, what questions do you have?
How satisfied, and this is for either of you, right, specifically the parents, are you with these proposed changes, and is it enough? And we know that the police union came out today and said they believe that there were no errors with their officers. Do you all agree with that?
Well, let me address that. We're not going to refight that battle. We have an agreement that there will be a thorough continued investigation to determine what happened. I could take the bait and go down that road as a litigator, which I'm very tempted to do. But I'm just going to say that we're going to make sure everything gets fixed that ought to be fixed. And we're going to lift up all the workers, the 911 workers, the operators, the call takers, and the first responders, so they have the tools they need to do the job right. But we do expect them to do the job right. And that's part of quality assurance and accountability going forward.
We sat through countless hearings at City Hall and countless reports that came to no conclusion, with no admitted wrongdoing. In fact, I think we've heard the terms, it's just a perfect storm of bad things happening. Do they apologize to you? Repeat the question.
The question was whether the city apologized. There's no formal apology in this agreement. The Plushes have not asked for an apology. They want action. This agreement gives them action. And they don't want just paper platitudes. They want to make sure that this gets fixed. Bill Vidra seems to be a man of goodwill, but he may be gone tomorrow. So that's why this is a 5-year term, because we've seen management change over and over. And with that, we think we've covered what happens when they promise something and don't deliver. We'll be around for 5 years on this.
Hey Ron, can you give us your whole impression in 3 years? If you move up
I've ordered 1 second. I'm sorry.
If you move up to the microphone, just your impression the last 3 years from what happened to today, just your overall impression.
Well, the last 3 years, I think everybody knows, has been very challenging for our family, and it's been a long journey. But if we go back in time to April and May of 2018, we stated very clearly that what we want to happen is have change made so this doesn't happen to another family in the city of Cincinnati. And here we sit 3 years later, and I think we've made good progress to that point. And as Al alluded to, in listening to Bill Vidra and some of the things that he's done with the ECC, it's very encouraging. And I think with the expert team coming in this 5-year program, I think there's going to be a lot of good things happening, and we're going to be with them along the way for the next 5 years.
So you're staying involved?
Yes. Yes.
Ron and Jill, I know that this is a really tough time of year with the anniversary being tomorrow. Can you just speak to how you all
I'll answer about how Kyle would feel. Kyle was a very positive person, and he would have wanted to make change to improve things. And this is a positive change. We're going in the right direction. And so I really think that he's looking down on us, and he's super proud of Al and his team for the work that they have done. And he would be happy.
Yeah, and on the eve of his tragedy, which is 3 years tomorrow, I think he's looking down on us, and I think he's very pleased with the result. And now it's let's see how this goes for the next 5 years, and let's watch these changes be made, and be proud.
And let me add one point to that. Kyle was a techie kid, and he was in a club, and as part of his hacker club, they had designed a device to be added to an Apple Watch, which would send your vitals out and send your exact location out to first responders. Now we're back in 2018 or before, and this device was actually picked up and became Rapid SOS on a whole separate path. But Kyle had that idea. One of the experts that we've retained for this worked at Rapid SOS for 4 years all around the country, and has seen ECC centers all around the country. So she's working for Kyle, and that's really a good thought.
Is this agreement why you guys decided to settle instead of going to trial?
Yeah, we decided to settle to get reform and get things in place that will make the changes that we want to be made so that this tragedy never happens to another family.
Ultimately, when you go to trial, the only thing on the verdict form is a number, and they just want a lot more than a number.
Al, I know in the city's comments that they gave, they talked about the importance of transparency. Is the public going to continue to see these changes and hear about them, or are there going to be a lot of changes in place that the public just isn't aware of?
That's a great question, and because of that need, what we have in the agreement is reports every 6 months. They will be public. The public will be able to talk directly to the expert team, and there'll be a public hearing at various points whenever any of us want one, in order to bring everybody up to date with what's been done. So we've built that in to the agreement for that very reason, so that we all know what changes are being made. All right? All right, well, thank you very much. We appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.